everybody. Welcome to our Faith, Family, Fitness Episode 7 podcast. We are so excited that you are joining us and listening in. This is Coach Lauren. This is our second podcast together, and we hope you enjoyed the one we were talking about coming back to fitness from post-baby or while you're in pregnancy. And right now we're in the middle of our Shred program as well as our new Amp Fitness postpartum and pregnancy fitness, because fitness is for everybody. So we want today to be a helpful guide to be consistent in our workouts. And we were talking earlier about how this is just like a part of our lives, and we've been doing this for a really long time, but we want to be helpful to all of you that are maybe just starting out, and maybe you're in our Shred program, which is awesome, and we're so excited. If you want more information on that, we'll post the link below, and anyone can hop on at any time. And same with our pregnancy and postpartum fitness program as well. So whatever journey you're on, we are here to help you. And that's what this podcast is all about today. How can we be consistent in our workouts? And that's what I find to be people like jump on and then, you're a weekend, and it's really hard to keep that momentum. So we have some tips for you today. So I'm going to go through 8 tips I've posted on our social because I'm super passionate about. We're here to guide everybody along the journey. And tip 1 is finding a program. How do you when you were first getting back into fitness or on the journey, what was kind of like your prerequisites for a program?
So I wanted to kind of start with something I enjoyed. I think that's a big thing, because let's say you're going to start running, but you don't really like running, it's really going to be hard, especially at first, to stay consistent. So finding something that you like to do that's going to keep you motivated to keep coming back.
That's so funny, because people that come in, they know I'm a big runner. They're like, am I going to have to run here? And I'm like, no, this is for everybody. So that is so good. You have to do what you love. Yeah. And that is, not that we always love getting up and working out, but when we are actually enjoying it and being around people that motivate us and push us, that is like a huge thing. So so something that you really like.
Right.
Another thing for me is I'm really into strength training. I want to make sure, because as studies are showing, it's not just all about the cardio, it's about strength training. So that's a huge prerequisite for me. So that's why I love what we do here. Strength is at the core of it. Yes, for sure.
Yeah, it just has to be fun, right? Like, take the pressure off. Like, yes, you're trying to get back into it, but you have to make it fun and kind of incorporate all of that.
It's good.
Together, right?
And we were talking about, and we did in our last podcast when we were talking about bouncing back after baby and how we look at every body is different. And that's the same with this. Like, I feel great working out 6 days a week, whereas if you're coming into it from ground zero, maybe 3 days a week is where you need to be. So it's finding that grace period, that it's not always about, I have to cookie cutter it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's why having a coach helps guide you in that whole process.
Totally.
Yeah.
I was going to say, when I starting back postpartum, sorry, we're bringing that back up, but like you said, easing into it. At that point in my life, my consistent looked like 3 days a week.
3 days.
I knew I could commit to that. I could rest enough in between. And then slowly, I started to build and add in, maybe 4 days a week. Now I'm at 5 days a week.
Are you at 5? Yeah.
Or whatever, yeah.
Yeah. When are your rest days? What kind of works for you? I'm just interested.
I usually rest Sundays. It's
Sundays,
my complete rest day from everything.
I love that.
Depending how I'm feeling, if it's a really hard training week, maybe I'll take a Wednesday every now and then. Okay. So a midweek reset. I usually try to shoot for 5 to 6 days of workouts.
That's awesome. I'm in that big running. I'm trying to. It's hard when you're adding all these miles, but Wednesdays have kind of been a good reset for me. I do biking on that, but there's no running, very little lifting if I do anything. But I like that midweek reset.
It's nice. Sometimes I'll throw in some like mobility or like a yoga, like if I want to kind of move, but I want it to be very low key, and that really helps my body reset for the next day.
That's awesome. So maybe this is helpful for those of you that are coming into the program or in a program, maybe finding, okay, it says 5 days, but maybe take out one of those days or make it up on the weekend.
Right.
It doesn't have to be this legalistic, oh my word, I have to follow it to a T. But there are those personalities that you feel like I have to. It keeps me accountable. So, which guides me into finding accountability. That is one way to stay consistent when you're starting a new program or in a program, finding accountability. And that's what I love about our programs is, like, we see you. We are here helping you, commenting, and we love to share our sweaty selfies.
Yes. I think it's like the ultimate, like, everybody's like, oh, I gotta take my picture, I gotta post it, you know.
And it's in a private group, so it's not like, but some people like to post it everywhere, which is great, and we love that. But yes, and we do a lot of like daily points, which is awesome because it's not just about the workouts. We also talk about like nutrition, and I can't wait in our next podcast talking about like what our nutrition looks like, having the proper macros and all of that. But yeah, we talk about like our daily points, like getting enough water in, getting that workout in. It's just really cool to have us alongside of everybody helping them.
Or find a friend, right? Like that's like an ultimate, like, I remember sometimes they'd be like texting a friend like, okay, it's cardio today, I really don't want to do it. And they'd be like, I know, but like, we're going to feel really good. I'm like, okay, if you're going to do it, I'm going to do it. Or like, coming to the gym. It's like, if you're going to be there, I'll
at 5 a.m., I know you're going to be there.
That's like very helpful.
That is so good. So finding a friend, getting accountability, having people alongside you on the journey. It's hard to do hard things alone.
Yeah, it is.
And to have people that support you and a community that fosters that is so important. So find a community, get a part of it, and find a friend. And that, honestly, you being that person to your friend is huge. Like, to be having that, it's doing hard things alone is just not what we're really called to do.
No, right.
So it's like, okay, so our consistency, finding a good program, accountability. We're going to talk about celebrating our small wins, rewarding ourselves. Like, I feel like, I know it sounds cliche, but if you get an awesome lift, go buy a new workout clothes. You don't want to always be in the same. Right. Like, it makes a difference how you feel.
Right. Yeah. And like, I don't know. I think so. A lot of people, I feel like this is something I don't do. I used to do. I don't do it anymore. Is like, oh, I had a really good workout. I'm gonna go eat a donut. Oh, like rewarding yourself with food. Someone once told me, and I heard this, like, you're not a dog. Don't reward yourself with food.
Oh my word, you made me think of Luca. Oh, that's so true.
So when you bring up like the workout clothes, or like go have a massage, or get your nails done, or something like that. Like that's like tangible, instead of something that's going to last for 5 minutes.
Oh, that is really good, because we do think of that. Oh, well, if I work out 20 minutes or whatever, that equates to me eating this cookie. Well, that's not a really healthy view of why we do that.
Right. It's not a healthy relationship.
No. That's so good. Yeah, so making it a tangible reward.
Yeah.
Yes. And honestly, I think we get, like, talking about celebrating small wins, that is like, oh, I couldn't do 20 sit-ups a month ago, and now I can do that in a workout.
Yeah.
Even today, like, some of the ladies and men didn't finish the workout because it was a hard one. And I said, this is something for you to work towards. We're not always arrived where we want to be, and we're not robots. Yeah. So celebrating, oh, wow, I accomplished this. I couldn't do this 6 months ago. And that, whether that looks like walking down the block and back, or it's 100 burpees in a sitting or whatever in a workout, celebrating it, writing it down. Yeah. And that's why we have our app that helps us track our progress. It's not just like what's on the scale. Yes, that's like, if you're trying to lose weight, that's important to really kind of gauge. But looking at, oh, wow, this week we back squatted. how is that? Are we growing in our strength with that? How's our endurance? We had an endurance day. Was our rowing? Did we feel like we're going faster with our rowing?
Mm-hmm.
Those small wins and tracking it on the app and seeing that progress is huge.
Yeah.
So those small wins, they add up to big gains. They really do.
Yeah, and I think tracking progress too also goes back to keeping yourself accountable. Like you said, you can't, like if you have an end goal, you can't really get there if you're not taking those baby steps and tracking that to it.
Yes, and then you kind of look,
together.
I'll never get there.
Yeah.
Well, if you kind of can see these small little wins, you look at one day at a time rather than a year from now.
Yeah.
And you are not going to be the same you are from a year from now if you form these habits
Right.
and make it a consistent part of your life. You'll be like, wow, I can't believe where I started and where I'm at today.
Yeah.
Wow. Very good. So all of that, talking about being consistent, hopefully this is really encouraging everybody. I think we'll just talk more, like kind of end with how do we create like a positive mindset? And doing this, being consistent and being around people that motivate us to be better is creating a positive mindset and not always looking at, I think maybe as a woman, like we did like push press this week and I'm like, well, I PR'd, but I wanted more. But that's a good thing to achieve for more, but also like being able to be, wow, I'm celebrating what my body can do now. And that's like changing that mindset. Oh, I wish I was stronger. Like change your vocabulary with it. Like, well, I'm thankful that I did that.
And that I can't, that you're able to do that. Or like your mindset, like when you look at the workout and you're like, that looks really hard, or like that seems terrible. Like, okay, flip it so it's like, this is really going to challenge my endurance, or this is really going to challenge my strength. Let's see where I'm at. Type of shift.
Yes, like changing how we say it and think it in our heads. For example, like my daughter, she's in volleyball, and the coach I'm watching, and it's so hard just to sit there. And the coach is like, you're flapping. And she's like, I can't.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you don't talk that way. So I took her aside the next day, or I forget when the conversation, I go, I heard you say I can't. So I want you to now not say I can't, I will try. I will do my best. And that shift of instead of it being negative, change it to a positive. I am trying, I am doing my best. I'm not asking for perfection.
Right.
But I don't want us to walk into a workout, well, I can't do that. No, I am going to try my best, and that's what matters.
Right. Also, because your body hears what you're saying about itself, right? And if you're telling yourself, I can, or this is too hard, your body's just going to be defeated before it even gets the opportunity to,
That is, no, totally. Like, for example, let's talk about running. Tomorrow I have 15 miles, and it's kind of like looming over my head, and I just kind of can go to that like negative space, but I'm going to fuel well. I'm going to do everything I can in my power to have a great run tomorrow, and I'm going to have that mindset like I'm going to every mile, and that's the same thing. Every workout, every mile has a purpose, and I'm going to do my best within each mile. Does it have to be perfect? No. Does every workout have to be perfect? No. But changing that, showing up.
You're still being consistent.
Exactly.
So I have a question. Since we're talking about consistency, how do you balance, right, the everyday schedule of like being consistent in your workouts, but amongst a busy life? Because everybody's busy, right? Yeah,
I feel like that's not the excuse of a lot of people from either starting or finishing a program or making this, because we really talk like, we have our programs, but this is our lifestyle. Yeah. This is what we do. And I was listening to another podcast about an 85-year-old, she was interviewing her mother-in-law, 85 years old, walks 5 miles a day. And that is just a part of her life. She does it every single day. And the podcaster was asking, like, what motivates you? Because she goes, I feel better. Like, I feel like I'm a nicer person. And that's how I am. Like, I know I am going to be a better mom, a better employee as a teacher, a better business owner when I am taking care of myself.
Mm-hmm.
And whether it's 20 minutes or 30 minutes or an hour or 2 hours, running 15 miles, whatever it is for you, I know I'm going to be better physically, mentally, and emotionally when I make it a priority. Because I don't know if any of you have read Atomic Habits. He talks about, like, this is your habit. It's just it's like a part of my arm. Like, I am going to do this, and then you just don't think about it. This is what I do just like you eat your breakfast every morning, or if you don't, whatever. This is just who I am and what makes me.
Right, but it doesn't start like that day one. It's the every day, the small changing in habits that you're doing compounds to now this is your lifestyle.
Right, and honestly, that's why we did this segment, because we are on that other side. Like, this is what we are and what we do. Yeah. But we want to help those that are like, it looks like a looming thing. Like, how am I going to make this apart? If you can just take these little baby steps we're helping you with, you will be on the other side of it.
Right.
And it's okay to give yourself grace through it. Like today I slept in a little bit. I did only 3 miles instead of 6. Am I going to beat myself up about it? Maybe. No, but I just know, like, I knew what my body needed. I listened to my body.
Yeah.
But I also know my body needs movement. We all need movement. No one is separate from that. So that's why we're so passionate about what we do, because we know the value of moving our bodies.
Yeah.
And it looks different from other people. Running, not running, lifting, HIIT, Zumba, whatever.
Yeah.
We offer so much here, and we're on the journey, and we're here to help. So at any time, reach out. I hope this podcast has been super helpful. It's been helpful for me. Yeah. Do you want to speak anything else that kind of?
No, maybe, I guess, just back to, because I just think it's so important. Like she said, this is our lifestyle now, but like, for example, for me, it's taken me 8 years to get here.
8 years.
So day one, it looked a lot different. So a lot of people say, like, I don't know how you do it every day. Like, you're so motivated. And I'm like, well, it's discipline. It's not motivation, because I don't feel like it every day, right? It's just making that choice every day, because, like you said, I feel better moving, but I also know that's what makes me a better mom, a better wife. So I know, like, if I just get 20 minutes in, just 30, like, whatever time I have, I'm making those changes. So it's led up to this point now.
It's longevity.
8 years later.
8 years. Yeah. Let that sink in. 8 years. Not 8 weeks. 8 years. So give yourself the chance to do something, but give yourself time. Consistency. If that's the only thing you grasp from today, stay consistent. Yes. Thank you so much for joining us. We're so glad that you are here. If you have any questions, reach out. Our programs are listed below, and we hope you have an amazing rest of your day. We'll see you next time.